friends, welcome back to the new Trophy Wife.
I ain't know where
Today
the hell
I'm
you
going to be
come out here
sharing my
like this.
story with you guys about how I went from being a single mom to a spoiled housewife in less than 1 year. And you can too. So, I had my first child when I was 17 years old. I intentionally got pregnant with my boyfriend at the time and basically turned into a child raising a child. I, a few years later, had my second child. So after having two children and being a single mom, I think that my self esteem was definitely low. I didn't know that at the time, but if I think back about the kind of men that I was choosing, it definitely was a reflection of my lower self esteem. I think that growing up, I was not taught the kind of men that I should be looking to attract and be in a relationship with. My mom drilled into me, oh, go with the man that's going to be the best breeder. And I think society drilled into me to go after the thug, the street dude, the swag type dude or whatever you want to call it. But neither one of those was the best approach to going about dating and attracting a husband. So after having my second child, I was working hard. I was making really good money. I think I was making about maybe 90K at the time, which for me as a 24-year-old woman was good. I thought I was doing good. I had my own plates, I owned my car, I was very self sufficient. All about the mindset of, oh, I can do it by myself, I don't need a man, as so many of us modern women say. You know, I can do it all by myself. And I soon realized after one Christmas of it just being me and my two boys that I wanted a family. I wanted more for myself. It felt so lonely and it was sad. It was really sad. And it was I'd say one of the lowest points in my life, and I realized that I don't want to do this on my own. I don't want to raise these boys on my own. I want a family. I want someone that I can love, someone that loves me and my children. And after that was when I decided that I was going to change the kind of men I was dating and what I was attracting. Um, One of my sisters at the time had, well, online profiles are only for people that are desperate, and I look good. I'm not desperate. I don't need to, I can find a man just going out. And um, I was against it at first. And I think I also had a skewed version of what a high value man was at the time as well. I thought that a good mate or the man to go after was the one with the super nice car and a stack of money and type of man that I should have been going after. And I learned quickly that just because someone looks like they have, look for when trying to find a husband. So I ended up taking my sister's advice and signing up for eHarmony. Yeah, she recommended Match, but in my spirit, I felt eHarmony. I don't know why. It's just something told me to. It was very different. My husband and I have a 20-year age gap, and he was not the first older man that I dated. I actually dated someone like 10 years older than me, and that was just a bust. A lot of people have told me that I'm very mature for my age, so someone 10 years older than me just wasn't a big enough age gap for me to vibe with. It just wasn't. Yeah. And so when I met my husband, I knew right away almost, and people say that, but it was definitely true. I know it sounds cliche. Just from our first date, it just felt natural. Um, I felt like I just had known this person already. It was so comfortable.
Man, how old is this woman?
No, she didn't say anything mean.
I'm
Or not.
trying
I
to
don't
look
think.
it up
I'm
now.
still
I'm
trying to
sick
figure
of
out how old
her.
she is.
I'm trying to
I'm
No,
find
sick
it
of
now.
her.
It's so hard to find the information.
I
I
didn't
did
think
it
she said
now.
anything bad in that video. I mean, if we take everything out, did she say anything that was?
No, I'm just trying to figure out how
Yeah,
old she
she
is so I can
did
find out how
say
old
it.
the son is.
So we
What
went
was a
to
red
really
flag
nice
to you,
seafood
Bruiser?
restaurant, and it was great. It was an amazing first date, and mind you, I think we both were kind of just dating different people at the time, and that's definitely something that I recommend if you're looking to, find a husband. Is not just dating one person at a time.
How old are
It's
you?
not good to put all your eggs in one basket, but we had a great first date, and I think he ended up asking me to be his girlfriend on the first date, and I said I would think about it. I know that the universe guru talks about how you shouldn't
How
fall
does she have a
into the
following?
girlfriend trap, and it was kind of something that I just intuitively knew, like, I'm not just gonna agree to be your girlfriend just after meeting you, because I know that it's talking, but then for some reason we kind of stopped
Oh
talking
my
for a
God.
little while, and we both were dating other people and doing our own thing. I felt
Sweetie.
like I had to agree to be his girlfriend because he asked me multiple times, and I finally agreed. So after me and him broke up, well, let me rewind. So me and him ended up breaking up because he just didn't really vibe with my oldest son, who was 5 at the time. I could tell that he was really just putting up with my
She is
kids.
annoying. I'm
She
He
is
sorry.
didn't
so
really
boring.
embrace them.
This is a boring
Um,
woman.
Sometimes
That's
when
why I'm
we
like,
adults can
why? Is
tell when
she
someone's just
why?
How
next
does
to our
she have a
kids for the
following?
purpose
This
of
is
being
boring.
with you, and they're not
Wait, I want to
necessarily
hear why she didn't get along with
invested
her
in
son,
your
her 5-year-old
kids
son.
themselves. And that's what I felt like from him. So it just didn't
I
feel
don't
good. It
understand
didn't feel
how.
like a family, the kind of family that I was wanting. So I ended up breaking up with him, and we were living together. I know. We were living together, and I just like packed all my stuff and left. And it was crazy because the next day, my husband, my now husband, reached out to me and was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I told him, I just got out of a relationship, and I kind of told him a little bit about why. And he was telling me like, "Oh, those are my boys," and he had
Bueller.
genuinely really
Oh my
connected
God.
with my
Bueller.
kids, and he was not the kind of
Bueller.
man that was just being nice to them to get to me. Like, it was very genuine, and that was one of the things that I really loved about him. That was something that stood out about him versus the other men that I had dated, was he really embraced the fact that I had children because he wanted children. And so, he was talking. My lease was going to be ending very soon, which is why I had went ahead and moved in with my person that had became my ex. We started living together, and I told my husband, I was like, "Hey," it was so embarrassing to admit, but I was like, "I need a place to stay because my lease is ending, and I just broke up with my boyfriend, and maybe even if it's just like for a couple weeks, it's okay. Just while I look for somewhere else, because I hadn't planned on immediately, and I didn't want to get my hopes up, so I just said that he's saying all these things, but I'm gonna see what action that he takes." And so I had just got paid, and I was like, okay, we seems like we're really talking about seriously entertaining the idea of getting married. So I'm going to go and get the wedding ring. We were talking about getting married like the next week, and he was out of town in Colorado, so we hadn't seen each other. This is all talk over the phone, over FaceTime. So I went and got his ring. I think I paid like $300 for it. It wasn't like a super flashy ring like the one he has now, which is fire under him to.
It's so many red flags and everything that girl just said. If I'm correct. She said she was 20 something years old, 25, 29 something, making $90,000 a year. Okay. 24, making 90 grand a year. Yet your lease was coming up. That's why you moved in with the first boyfriend. And the day after y'all broke up, your new husband called you and you just happened to bring up in conversation, I need a place to live. Why? Why do you need a place to live and you make 90 grand a year? The math is not mathing. It's not making sense. And then it makes me think you literally were living a life as if you did not have children and you were just chasing a bag. Because why would you, as a mother of 2 children, whether it's 2 boys, 2 girls, whatever, automatically put them in a household with a man that you hardly know? Whether it's only for a week or 2 or whatever, just because somebody, I just said it to see what he would say. No, you said it because you wanted to live off of someone because you didn't make $90,000 a year, unless I don't know what you were doing and it wasn't consistent money, because you should have been able to take care of yourself. You wouldn't even been that thirsty to jump into a household with someone that you hardly knew. Y'all weren't even talking. You were just out of another relationship with somebody that you were supposedly committed to, moving in with, and you uprooted your boys and threw them in the house with a whole nother man. And then you wonder why, if the oldest boy is messed up, why he messed up.
She's coming off as an opportunist.
Yeah,
A manipulator. A manipulator.
Oh my God.
A manipulator.
She's a manipulator with a pretty face.
So I was just going to say, absolutely.
Shan, you said that you ain't see shit wrong at
I
first.
think
You said what now? Shan said what?
I said you said you ain't see nothing wrong at first.
You did say that at first. I wasn't listening.
So I didn't see this story. I saw something totally different, and I saw the snippets. Y'all saw a whole story. I just saw what JR posted, and I said
No.
what I said. What
When the video first ended, you said you didn't see anything wrong with what she just said.
Oh, you're talking about at the beginning? I didn't. She was talking about how she changed her ways and people she was dating. I didn't see anything. I mean, personally, as she continued to talk, absolutely. Because when you're like Ty just said, my concern is you moved your kids in with a man you just met. My other concern is he dated a chick just based off of her looks, so she could be the crazy one. And y'all gotta do better with this dating. Like, what are we doing? But I fought her even more than I fought him, because you're coming with children. And so you just jumping in somebody's house with your kids, like, that's crazy to me. You just left somebody else's house, and now you're jumping into somebody else's house with your kids,
with your children.
So Shan, I agree with you. I agree with you as far as both of them being wrong, because he should definitely vet more than that. I don't think he had the wherewithal to really navigate in relationships at all. And sometimes, but I do think that he likely went into the situation in good faith, which is the difference between her. She absolutely did not go in
He
good
went
faith.
in with his penis.
Well, that would listen.
Let's keep
that's
up. She
not
was 20 years
necessarily
younger than him. They weren't even dating. He was ready to jump on that. She looked good. She looked like she got a nice little tight
And he
body.
wanted to marry something that was a trophy.
Yep, and that's what she was going to be. So he was thinking with below his jeans, and she was thinking with her pocketbook. They were both looking at as something as an opportunity to gain something.
We're not talking about what his preference was, because y'all talking about his preference, right? And if a man, if his preference is physical attributes, you can't say that's bad faith, right? As long as he's going in to provide, if he's willing to provide whatever she is requesting, then regardless of that's what his primary focus was, her looks, that's still not bad faith, like it or not. It's really not. That men are mostly attracted to looks. That's what's going to get you in the door. What was the first thing I said? What was the first thing that I said? I said he lacked the discernment, and he should have vetted better.
Thank you
but
for
what we're talking about in good, it's not about dressing it up. It seems like people are like not understanding plain English here. But the first thing that I said was that he went in with good intentions, likely, right? As long as he's willing to provide what it is that she wants, that's fine. If he likes looks and he takes that over, okay, so be it. It doesn't mean that he's going in bad faith. She, on the other hand, she was going in not trying to provide what it is that he wanted, and that's why I say in bad faith.
Trev, do you remember yesterday's conversation? Did you tune in? Okay, so yesterday's conversation when we were saying we just want a man with stability. We just want a man that's able to do certain things. We just want this, that. Y'all some gold digging ass bitches, huh? Y'all some gold digging ass bitches, huh? And we like, no, we named other qualities. We named things that if you're going into a marriage, think with strictly trophy wife, how you look, and nah, that nigga was played. He was stupid, and that's not a smart thing to do. Just like it would be stupid for any woman.
No, I dig it. But the first words out of my mouth, what I said, she saw him as a lick, and he was right. He fell for it, and that was dumb.
As a piece
No,
of ass.
Yes, she thought she was gonna be a yes man.
Well, you can't. At that point, you're assuming. We heard what she said.
No, you can't.
We heard what she said. We haven't heard a peep out of man. So everything that we know about her, we saw. We could make a proper inference from because we saw what it is that she said. You can tell everything that she's saying in plain English. Anything that you're saying about the dude is just an assumption. I don't even know what he looked like.
She said
you don't know.
You said it too. You agreed. Low-key agreed.
So
No.
listen.
I didn't agree with what y'all said.
Wait, he's saying what Trev is saying basically is that one person went in the situation in good faith, the other person went in with ill intentions. She went in because no, hold on, wait. You can't say that because somebody's attracted to someone that's ill intention.
I don't think
it's not
ill intention though.
It's not ill intention.
I think she went into it to manipulate the fuck out of him.
We're going for a goal. That's what I'm saying. And neither one of them vetted the other person enough, which is why they're in this situation that they're in now. It plays a part on both sides.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone disagrees with that.
Look good because as a man, whether you like what you like or not, as a man, you're talking to a female that you haven't even talked to for a while. You like how she looks. She has 2 kids, and one of the first things out her mouth is that she don't have a place to stay, and that's not gonna send a little red flag up over your head. You
think she presented it? You think she presented it in that way? She didn't present it in that way. I know women who do this for real, and they're a lot more savvy than that, right? It's different.
How she presented it, though. It doesn't matter how savvy she did it. That's not going to send a red flag over your head. I'm asking the gentlemen on the panel, whether you saw her and you were attracted to her or not, that's not going to send a red flag that a woman that's supposedly making $90,000, that's what she told you when you first started dating. Now her lease coming up and she don't have nowhere for her and her 2 kids to go. And you just start talking to her. Right. It
seems like y'all only miss manipulation when it comes to females because she's manipulated the situation.
Trev, but when
he was dumb to fall for it. He was dumb to fall for it, but are you truly going to blame the victim? Because if a man manipulated a woman,
want to give it a ring though.
Did the panel just not do that when we thought the situation was on a woman? When we thought that the man actually molested the girl, and we actually talked about.
I never thought that.
I mean, when we thought the man did, I know you didn't agree, but when the rest of the panel thought that they did it, everybody was mainly talking about holding her accountable. But
I can only speak for me. I know what I did.
I'm talking about the people that thought it. People who was saying, they was like, hold her accountable. Why would she stay that long? Why would she stay with a man that did this? Why would she stay with a man that did this? So why is it not the same situation now that he's the victim? What's the difference?
Hold on, wait. I don't think any of us are saying that, oh, he vetted properly. We're saying, okay, he's dumb. The problem with, hold on, wait. Die. I'm about to answer it. The difference is that y'all are assuming his intentions. That's the part that we're like, hold on. He's only dating her because she's pretty and he's trying to get what he wants out the deal. That's the part where
you move a
smart rich
because he don't like
somebody 20 years younger than him. A smart, rich, successful man, successful, able to put her in houses.
That's what I'm saying.
Money. Are you telling me that he
can get any woman? He picked her for a reason. I don't know.
Have y'all ever seen the dude?
Everything involved. Y'all always come on here and always talk about how even most single mothers in general are red flags, and now all of a sudden she's not.